we're recording. Hi. Today I'm going to show you how to make uh, faces. Mainly the front and side view. The side view is also known as profile. So basically, obviously, we're going to start off with the front view. So pick one of your favorite characters and start trying to draw 'em. I'm using Varian Ren from World of Warcraft as for this painting. So yeah, draw your basic front shape view, and then start sketching out the details. I'm going to make this a slightly darker blue so I can see what I've been doing. He's got very big eyebrows. I don't like his big eyebrows. They're way too big. Okay, so we basically tamed the eyebrow. And for the eyes, you want to draw them however you do draw them. Sorry if I'm a bit quiet. I don't normally do this sort of thing. So now you got your basic eyebrow and eye shape. So oops. Because Fire Alpaca let me do this, I'll cheat and just copy and paste the other eye. So for the nose, there's a few different ways of drawing the nose. Some people do it like this. Oops. Okay. And other people do it like this. But personally, I go like little corner where I want the top of the tip of the nose to be, and then I draw the little nostrils. Those aren't good nostrils. Those are some very bad nostrils. I'm sorry. So I don't like these eyes. There we go. So that's how I do the nose, and sometimes with shading and highlights, I'll go in like that and define the nose a little bit more. So for the mouth, the mouth depends on what expression you're drawing. I'll do another video on expressions another time, but he looks like in a cheerful mood, so we'll give him a smile. I'll give him a smile. So, alright. So, this is what your basic front view would look like. Now, here's where things begin to get interesting. So, for the side view, what I normally do is I go from the top of the circle and I do a little bit outwards, and then I make a bend going down and then curving slightly to where I want the chin jawline to be. And then I start to sketch where I want the jawline to begin at. This is a little bit way too far out, but there we go. And now, make 2 lines going up from the forehead and up from where the nose would be. So make another layer and slowly begin to define where the forehead and the bridge of the nose begins. Actually, whoops, I skipped a step. Sorry. So, make a tiny little muzzle. So make a tiny little muzzle, like what you would do with the when drawing a dog or a cat. You want to make a small little muzzle thingy. So draw your muzzle, but don't make it too far out like this, unless that's what you want to go. Unless that's what you want to go for, and like an animal or something. So don't go out that far like this, unless you're doing a persona. So now you begin to define where the forehead and the bridge of the nose begins. Alright, so now that you made your little starting point, now you want to start to define where you want your nose and mouth and chin to be. I'll go ahead with a darker blue. let's go and make this much darker blue. Alrighty. So now here's the fun part. So now you get to do it's best to do the eyes first, that way you can do the eyebrows next. So when drawing a face profile, you never want to draw a regular eye like you would do with a front view. You want to alright. Oops. So, eyeballs are round, yes? So, draw a quick circle, and then, what you never want to do with a profile eyeball is to draw a regular eyeball. Sometimes I mess this up and I do it anyways, but it's good to know how it works or something. So here's why you don't want to do a regular eye shape. It can be way too big, and it's a lot longer than it would be way too big, and if it were like that, then the eyes would be coming out on the sides like that, but that's not what we want. So that's why you never do this. Here's how to do it the mostly correct way. So start by drawing the top of the eyelid, and then you bring the corner of your eye down. So usually it's best to start at the top of the eyelash and then you work your way around. And then you bring the front of the eye down, and then you draw your iris. And now you can start doing the eyebrows. This isn't one of my best face profiles, but whatever. But I'm not gonna worry about it right now because I need to do something right now. Now you draw your nostrils and whatever stuff you want to add, face tattoos, etc., scars, etc. And now for the hair. Since Varian has a middle part, I think that's what it's called. I don't know. So on your front face, go ahead and take take a darker color and begin sketching where your part would be and how the hair comes down. So for a middle part, you'd wanna do this. For a side part, you go to where you want your part to start. For some hair, it's a side part hair. For some hair, it's like this. So that's how you do a frontal and side part. But for varying over here, we're gonna do a middle part. So for hair, you do not do this. Do not ever draw the individual hairlines, otherwise it's gonna look like a messy noodle thing. It does not look good. For a while, I started drawing full locks of hair, and full locks of hair like this. The locks of hair would be their own part, and then they would come out of the head. I don't know. Okay, so here's my angler fish girl. So for what I mean by drawing the individual locks of hair is that I basically just draw the locks of hair, and then I go from there, and I define the shapes. It's like drawing a tentacle, but you don't have to be super even and perfect with it, because hair can come in because hairstyles can come in lots of shapes and colors, shapes and styles. So for the side profile, you want to start where your part comes out. So for a side part, you would do like a sharp arrow, and then one-sided arrow, you go down a little bit over the eyes. I'll be honest, this is not how I usually draw his hair when I draw Varian. And for side parts, I like to do a little dome, and then coming down like this. And this is how I usually draw Varian if I ever do a little doodle of him. So again, this is what I mean by starting out by drawing blocks, and then you can begin from there to draw better hair or something. Okay, so for ponytails, for the front view of a ponytail, I usually go like this. I usually go like that for drawing a front ponytail. So that's how I draw ponytails. So, oops, I didn't mean to copy that. So because I'm not going to have enough room to... We're pretty much done with the front profile, but now it's time to just mainly focus on the side. So for drawing a ponytail on a side profile, I usually... The best method for me that I do is that I draw where the hair tie would be. It would be a little bit smaller. And then from here I do the shortest and smallest lock, and then from there I begin to get a little bit longer and thicker. This is a really crappy ponytail. I don't like this. Oops. Okay, forget the hair tie, because the hair tie method sucks. So basically do the same thing with the, like last time, draw your smallest and shortest lock of hair, and then go bigger and thicker, go longer and thicker from there. Because obviously you're not going to see the hair tie. Okay, again, this is a really crappy ponytail, but that's okay. I hope I explained it enough. Maybe in the future I'll when I get better at teaching stuff, I'll redo this tutorial and do it in a way that's helpful for everyone. So thank you so much for watching. I'm Morgan the Kitty, and I'll see you all later.